Well, hey guys, good morning. We are live. Brent Abel here at webtennis.com. Another episode, another session, another, I don't know, 7 around 7. Good morning. What's going on out there today? I am here in Southern California, the California Desert, Rancho Mirage, Mission Hills Country Club. Got some rain. Whoa, yes. So if you're on the grass courts this morning scheduled, probably not going to happen. Our clay courts aren't the best, so those are probably not going to happen either. And the hard courts are soaker. So for me anyway, it's on the stationary bike today. Always got to do something. Always got to have plan B for crack a good sweat today. And stationary bike for me is always a good one. Guys, what we are going to work on today is the underspin. No, I'm sorry. We're not going to do that. Where are we? Oh, here we are. What we're going to work on today is how to get a much better visual lock in the moving tennis ball. And it goes way deeper than just, hey, watch the ball, man. It goes way deeper than that. And I'm going to go ahead and tee up some benefits of doing it and then give you some ideas of how to train to really make that happen for you. So you actually get a better visual lock on the tennis ball. It's moving, you're moving. Very few sports have got those two things combined. Golf doesn't. Ball's sitting there, right? You get to stand there. Baseball, okay, the ball's moving, but you get to stand there. Well, tennis is unique in that we have a moving ball and we have to move to go get it. So being able to see the ball clearly is really, really important for several reasons, which I'll get into. Before we do that, a couple of things. Number one, today's Let's See What Actually Works course is the underspin slice backhand, which is, I want to show you how to create that low skidding bounce without worrying about it sitting up for your opponents, right? So rather than just floating and hanging up and sitting up, I want to show you how to actually drive it. It's pretty simple. There's 3 elements. Actually, the course has got 5 elements, but there's really 3 that if you can master those 3, the other 2 just kind of fall into place for you. The link for that course is down below in the description area. If you're over at YouTube, hit that subscribe button, right? Click the notification bell and choose all so that you get notified every time I upload some new content or go live. And if you're over on Facebook, yeah, would always love a like and share the video. Thanks for doing that. And there's also a link in the description area. You can use that PayPal link to show your support for 7 around 7. So, guys, let's get into it. What I want to do is, first of all, I'm going to take you over to some notes that I made about today. And let's see if we can do that without taking too much time. Here we go. Okay, here it is. So, around 7 notes for today, January 20th, 2021, why you need to get a better visual lock in the moving tennis ball. And I'm going to bring up a video and kind of go through the video too with you as well to kind of demonstrate it. But the benefits of seeing a moving tennis ball better, being able to visually track it better, consistently better spacing, right? We know what spacing is. Spacing is that spatial distance between you and the path of that incoming ball as you get set up so that you can super efficiently be able to have less stroke technique, right? Less stroke technique, which means that you get to have repeatable technique. That's super important, right? For being a consistent shot maker. Consistently, you're making contact by being able to see the ball better, you're making better contact points, meaning that you're consistently, for your unique swing style, grip, swing shape, all that, you're finding that contact point over and over again that is really perfect for you. You're consistently getting better swing freedom through the ball, right? Where you're just building confidence, right? So when you see the ball better, you're not hesitant. And you consistently have better balance to move to the next best core position, right? And if you've seen any of What's the Right Shot episodes, it's all about 2 things. Number one, it's about shot choice. Where do you want the ball to go over there? Where do you want to send it? Where do you want it to land over there? And then number 2, where do you want to move to next? And I'm telling you, court positioning, if you understand court positioning, because you see the ball better, which means you're better on balance to be able to efficiently have stroke technique, but even just as much efficiently be able to move to the next best court position. Court positioning adds another layer of difficulty to the shot that you've just hit. So, and then the ultimate thing with being able to see the ball better as it's moving is confidence. We're all looking for that thing, right? So look, here's how to train better visual tracking, ball tracking. Number one, during the points, relax your hands before your opponent makes contact. So think about that. Too often what we do is right before contact, we start to squeeze in the grip because for whatever reason, it just seems instinctive. And when you do that, when you tense up your hands, you tense up your arms, you tense up your shoulders, you tense up your neck, your face, everything starts to tighten up, and you don't visually make as good a contact as you could if you relaxed your hands right before your opponent makes contact. So look, when's the one time where maybe we have to firm up the grip a little bit? Maybe just a nanosecond before contact. And that's like what, 1% of the entire, cycle of a shot, right? You hit a ball over there, the ball comes back, you swing. Contact for you is like 1%. All the other time, you want to make sure that you don't have the death grip. Find the ball before your opponent makes contact. I know, and I'm going to, in the video, really kind of dig into this. This is really a big one. The mistake I used to make was I went with the coaching thing, which is, you got to focus on that opponent's racket, because that opponent's racket is going to tell you everything that you need to know in terms of anticipation where they're about to make the shot, about to play their shot. For me, that never worked. I was slow getting off the mark in terms of reacting to wherever they were hitting the ball. And let's be honest, how often do we hit the tennis ball to the exact spot that we're intending it to go? Not very often. That's okay. That's just part of the game. But for me, by watching the guy's racket and watching the guy's swing shape and not the tennis ball, I was slow reacting to wherever they did hit their shot. So for me, I find the ball right before that opponent makes contact. Stroke rehearsal without a tennis ball, focusing on balance and posture. So with Jim McLennan yesterday, what was the first thing Jim said that he learned from Tom Stowe? It was all about balance and posture. So why can't you, in between points, why can't you in a practice session rehearse forehands, rehearse backhands without a tennis ball, but feeling the whole focus is, are you on balance as you do that, right? And typically, I think that we are when we're rehearsing it, but you're not aware of it as much, the feeling of being on balance and having great posture. And so you can rehearse this, right, without a tennis ball. Core work. You got to do some core work, man. You got to get the gut strong. I mean, the whole lower back, the whole core is really how we move in such a way so that our eyes are not bobbing up and down. And that goes to the next point here, which is the fence-to-fence sprints. So what I do, and I do this a couple times a week, I'll do it typically either after a workout, a drill session with a practice partner, or in the afternoons, I'll go out and hit my serves. And then when I go pick them up, I come back and then I do two or three sprints from one fence to the opposite fence. And before I start sprinting, I find something on that back fence. Look, if it's a chain link fence and there's no windscreen, you can just shove a tennis ball about head high, maybe a little chest high, into that back fence as the stationary object that you're going to watch as you're sprinting. Or if there's some kind of a windscreen, maybe there's a number, maybe there's a flap, maybe there's a stain from whatever there, but there's something. Maybe you can see the crosshairs of the fence post. But the point here is that you sprint the 180 feet, right from fence to fence, 120, that you sprint the 120 feet from fence to fence, trying to see if you can keep that stationary object over there on that far fence from moving up and down as you're sprinting. The way to do that, start walking towards that back fence. And yeah, you can actually feel how you could keep your head more still, your eyes more still, so that object's not moving up and down. Then try jogging. it starts to move a little bit, right? Well, how can you find a way? And again, this is not about speed. I mean, it's great to have raw speed, but if raw speed does not help you with your spacing, arriving to that point where you have the right setup, the right spatial distance, then raw speed's not helping you. So what we're working on is how can we walk, jog, run, and then sprint, trying to be able to eventually sprint with keeping that stationary object on that far fence as quiet as possible. Hope that helped. Let's go back here and let's stop this share. And we're back here and hope that makes sense. So look, I want to bring up this video, and wow, we're already at 10 minutes and 41 seconds. 7 around 7, false advertising. But this is important because if you don't clearly see the ball, we got a problem. So let me go ahead and bring up this video for you. And this is a point that I think I shared recently with you. And we were working on something else, which was unintended opportunities. But what I want you to be thinking about here is that right now, as I'm returning serve, I've visually locked on the tennis ball in the server's hand, right? I'm watching the bounce over there. And I'm not looking at anything other than the tennis ball, not looking at his racket, not looking at him. I'm looking at the tennis ball, especially right now as it goes up, because I get a much faster read now off of his racket than I do if I look at his racket. And I know the serve is a little bit different. But so first of all, when you're returning serve, find the ball, visually lock on the tennis ball right here. And now look, everyone says, well, you know, what's he going to do because of his racket? All right. When I did that, I didn't pick up the ball as quickly. I did not pick up the ball as quickly off the racket. So what I've done here is a couple things. Number one, to visually see it after I've made my shot, my hands are relaxed. I try to go soft on the grip, trying to move like we talked about sprinting in such a way that you're on balance with great posture so that your head's not bobbing up and down as you come out of this return, right? Is that you find the ball early. And so that you've got your spacing that you want, and you can look. I mean, how efficient is the stroke technique, right? Is there racket back? Is there any kind of wraparound? No, there's not. I'm trying to keep the ball, the racket out to the side. And now here it comes with that unintended opportunity. Right now, I'm finding the ball. Right now, I'm not looking at him. I'm not looking at the racket. I'm, maybe out of my peripheral, I can see a little bit. But I'm looking at the ball because I want to quickly get off of, get into that split step and choose which shot I'm going to play. Eyes are on the ball. And now right here, as I play my shot, I'm looking at the tennis ball. I'm not watching him as he doesn't get to it in this case. But let's go back. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Randall, thank you. Yeah, visually tracking a moving tennis ball is the name of the game. I don't care how fast you are. I don't care what kind of great shape you're in. I don't care how strong you are. None of that matters if you don't visually track the moving tennis ball well by being super balanced, super great posture, really moving in such a way that your head's not bobbing up and down. I think I mentioned yesterday in Jim's interview with Jim, the thing that I would do with Mr. Stowe, the four of us would do with Mr. Stowe every Wednesday morning for about the first 15 or 20 minutes, is there would be no tennis balls, but there'd be a ton of movement. And really what Mr. Stowe was looking for was your balance. Are you moving? As he would point this way, which would mean turn and rehearse a forehand, right? And he would look at your initial coming out of your split step. Are you on balance? Are you falling forward? Any of that stuff. And yeah, a lot of it was to have better, more efficient stroke technique. But the real benefit of that, of learning how to do that, of moving without the tennis ball, rehearsing strokes, forehand, backhand, approach shots, volleys, everything was all about being able to move in such a way that you could track the moving tennis ball a whole lot better. So hope that makes sense. Guys, would love to hear from you down below in the comments area. Let me know what's on your mind. And again, there's a couple things down in the description area for you. Today's Let's See What Actually Works course, the Slice Backhand. And again, if you're over at YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and choose all. Facebook would love a like and share if that's in fact what you liked about, if you love this post. Guys, that's it for me, man. Nothing else. Stationary bike today. Get out there today, crack a great sweat. And as always, you got to get out there, help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, I will see you again tomorrow.